Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the Let's Get Real podcast. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the crime genre in cinema, specifically focused on one of the most famous crime films, being Bryan Singer's The Usual Suspects. We'll also be providing a brief overview of the genre as a whole. So, let's get this one started. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the Let's Get Real podcast. My name is Joni Young. Sitting next to me are my good friends and fellow cinema junkies as well. Introducing first, we have Josh Silva. What's up, Josh?
What's up?
Introducing second, we have Bailey Caribbean Sea. What's up, guy?
How's it going, everybody?
And sitting next to us as well, we have bearded Bryce Beavers. What's up, Bryce?
What's up, dude? How you been?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Nice.
Before we get into the main topic of discussion for today, we want to go ahead and let you guys know a little bit about each other, about one another, before we get into the main topic. And so first off, my name is Joni Young. I am from Austin, Texas. I am a CMI major here at Texas Tech. We're all Texas Tech students here, and we chose to discuss a crime. Today's genre is crime. It's all focused on crime movies and crime films and everything like that. And the film we chose was The Usual Suspects. And for various reasons that we're going to get into later in the podcast, once again, this movie is an all-time classic, and we're going to go over the history of the genre itself before we get into the movie itself. And I believe Josh is going to take that away. So yeah, Josh, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Josh Silva, or Josue, if you can say that. I'm from a small town in Lockney, Texas, if you know where that's at. Texas boy. I'm also going to Tech right now, studying CMI as well, and just love movies, man, and super excited to be doing this. But yeah, it's just a brief history of the history of a film, of crime. The history of this genre was first started in Edward S. Porter actually had the first film, which was The Great Train Robbery. This movie was a great chase, a robbery at gunpoint. The next movie that is of interest was Sherlock Holmes Baffled, and that was in 1900. And then other movies of notable interest are The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Musketeers of Pig Alley, and Bailey, you actually said something about The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, didn't you?
It was actually the Musketeers one. So
Yeah.
that one, it was the first one that it brought in the corruption with detectives and with the underground world.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at the end of the film, a criminal was handing the detective money, currency. So that was the first one. Whoa, why is this detective working with this criminal guy? And it was still a silent film, but then I think the next one, it was called
I'm
The
sorry.
Lights of New York.
I didn't even give you a chance to introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. My name is Bailey C., CMI major, from Seminole, Texas. And yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about movies, crime genre here. And I'll throw it to Bryce real quick. Let him introduce himself.
Hey, guys, I'm Bryce. Hey, guys, I'm Bryce. I'm a Lubbock local, born and raised, been here forever. See my major as well. Looking forward to talking about some of these movies with these guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like that you mentioned the undercover crime thing, or when he's extorting money, because that actually is an interesting point in the history, which is the Hayes Act, and that is actually where we get our rating system from now. So that's a pretty cool thing I found while kind of doing some.
And that was the first ever thing of corruption ever made.
Yeah, within a film,
Oh wow.
or in
Yeah.
police, and that was kind of also within the 1930s, which also brought in the popularity of the crime genre. People wanted to see that. And that's a reason why we're kind of drawn into the film, is because we kind of have a mixed motion of crime.
Yeah, there's sort of a hatred for it. You
Yeah,
don't know what's going on, but you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, a love hate.
Yeah.
You kind of think of Robin Hood. You kind of root for Robin Hood because he's Robin
He's the
Hood,
good slash
he's a
bad
good
guy.
Yeah. And so that's pretty cool, I thought.
He's an anti-hero or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
So,
completely opposite of the westerns back then, because they had they were honorable and good and stuff, and now it's the guy could be the protagonist, but he's also evil in his own way. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Exactly, man.
Kind of falls in that gray area, which is one thing I like that movies incorporate and directors kind of incorporates because like this guy is good, but maybe his methods aren't as you know
Wholesome as we
aren't
want
as
them to be.
wholesome or
Yeah.
as heroic or
Does
as
good
we like to
things, but
think.
he's
So
not that good. Yeah.
But yeah, going with that kind of, so the film that we actually were talking about, which is and I'm keep getting this wrong, but it's The Usual Suspects. It falls into the category of film noir, and that subgenre of crime movies was actually made its first appearance in the 1940s. This crime film was taking a turn toward a darker tone, which we kind of talked about, and kind of exploited violence and betrayal of criminals. Um, and a film worthy of noting is I Walk Alone, and that was directed by Byron Haskin. A lot of these movies that I found, I kind of want to go try to find them. I don't know where we're going to find them at, but YouTube maybe,
Yeah.
who knows, or
Look it up.
Apple
Google it.
TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, I Walk Alone, and it kind of ties in with The Usual Suspects in that it is about and I know it's kind of spoiler for now, but it's a movie about a double crossing partner. So
Yeah.
another subgenre that this film actually falls into is the caper film, which is a heist film as well. That was introduced in the 1950s. It's based around an assortment of criminals that follows along as they hash out and go through with a like big plan. And then a couple movies that are within each. If I can find that here for you guys. For examples of caper film, I have found The Italian Job, and I think we said some of us seen that here, maybe.
I have not seen that.
I have not seen Italian Job.
Okay.
No.
I'll
Yeah,
pretend
yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah, that was really good.
But Ocean's 11 and 13, I think I remember somebody saying that they've seen that. And then Now You See Me, which Now
Oh,
You See Me
yeah.
kind of is a really cool
Yeah,
movie
the
that kind of really,
magician. But
yeah,
you don't get the double cross at the end. You're like, whoa.
and kind of has that smart criminal kind of
Yeah.
element to it.
That's real magic.
Kind of frustrated audience, I feel like, with that one.
Yeah.
Because like right when you think like you
You know
had
what's
them or
going
you knew
on.
where it was going, you knew where it was going, you knew what was going on, it just went in a completely different direction. Like it took a major left turn. You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah. I actually, I'm not gonna lie to y'all guys. I've never seen that one, but
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, you haven't seen that?
Get
one?
out of here.
talking about films you haven't seen.
I have a
no.
big problem with Jesse Eisenberg ever since he messed up Lex Luthor for me.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Oh,
He wasn't
yeah.
even,
I don't even
yeah.
blame you there. I don't even blame you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some movies from noir films were Memento, which I've seen and I love. Crazy movie. If y'all haven't seen that, watch it. Sin City, No Country for Old Men, another great movie I love.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And Heist, which I have never seen it, and I mentioned it just to remind myself to watch that because it sounds interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah,
film
man,
noir
that's-
was like really interesting when I was like searching into it and like how they used it back in the day with like all the silhouettes and the dark smoke
Yeah,
and everything. I was like, wow, this is like it could be a genre of its own.
yeah.
But then it fell under like the American crime drama like type deal.
uh-huh.
And then it was like after it was like prior or post World War II is when they got really popular with like putting out a lot of film noir like movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like Americanized or whatever. It got kind of taken out of
I
its
believe
own
so because I believe so.
genre.
I found that it means the French word is dark movie, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's like one of their like genres, and we
Gotcha.
like added to the element of crime.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's kind of a brief history of the whole genre itself.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into the movie itself, which once again is The Usual Suspects, and it's obviously a very critically acclaimed movie. It won 2 Academy Awards: Best Supporting Actor for Kevin Spacey and Best Original Script by, I believe, Christopher McQuarrie. Yeah, in 1996 Oscars, which is crazy because that was 25 years ago today. That's kind of crazy to think about. And
Weren't
you
even
know
born.
what? The movie still holds up. I will say it definitely holds up. It has withstood the test of time, which some crime films can, some can't. And I think this is definitely one that has. One that really hasn't, for at least in my opinion, would be one such as like Dirty Harry. Personally, I don't think that's withstood the test of time, but it's definitely an all-time classic though.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
many would for sure put in that category. And overall, it was a fantastic film.
Yeah, this is my first time actually watching this movie. And
Oh, yeah.
At the end, I was just
Yeah,
blown away.
so and that's the thing that really kind of captivated all audience members, audience viewers, is the twist at the end.
Mhm.
And in this movie, what director Bryan Singer did was he kind of started off sort of in the middle of it, and then kind of had to backtrack a little bit and then went forward in the plot line, like in real time, went forward with it. And then basically you have this character, Kevin Spacey's character, sitting down and he's kind of telling the whole story of how everything, kind of went down. Not trying to spoil this movie, by the way. Basically tells the story
Spoiler
of
alert,
how
might not
how
have that.
things kind of went
Yeah.
down, and it kind of leads back up into real time. And during his story, and when they're reenacting it in the film, you have so many different questions that you have, and like right when you think kind of like, okay, so this is happening, they're doing that because of that, everything's going that way. And then but every time you feel like a question of yours got answered, there was a new question that popped up.
Yeah,
Know?
like
And then-
constantly you're thinking about the truth, like what's the truth and what's a lie, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
Because like the way the movie opens is literally at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
know, 'cause
Yeah,
you're
pretty
at-
much.
you're
Yeah.
on the
So it
boat,
kind of
and
started like
Yeah.
towards the end,
Yeah,
and
and-
then kind of backtracked.
And it
Yeah.
gives you like a false ending in a sense.
Because like even at the beginning, I was so confused because the camera kept like, zooming in on this barrel or whatever, like with the ropes and stuff, and you're like, what is significant about this barrel? And you don't get that till literally like the very
Exactly,
end.
Yeah, and that's
But-
the type with film noir too, is like the elements of like flashback, and there was a lot of past and present in this movie that tied in to
Mhm.
like the flashback tints, like sometimes you don't even know like if you're in the
What
present
time,
or in the
yeah.
past,
Yeah.
you know.
So I started watching this movie, taking notes like for the podcast, and I had to watch it twice because like I kept getting lost with it. Like I sat there and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I need to pay attention. So I watched it the first time, and I was telling Bryce, I believe, that the second time watching it, I was picking up other things like just what I didn't see, and like it kind of like made more sense the second time around.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I like that like what you said about kind of tying into the noir film. The philosophy, which was kind of the statement that is made for the movie, is the devil. I can't think of it right now, but
Devil doesn't exist.
the devil doesn't
No,
exist.
it's I
We
can't
made
quote
a
the
movie.
exact line.
The greatest.
Greatest secret or greatest lie.
Yeah, the greatest lie the
Kaiser
devil ever
Soze.
told was
Yeah.
that the devil didn't
never
exist.
Yeah, there you go. And that was pretty cool because that's like the philosophy of the movie. Like the whole time you're watching it, and again, guys, sorry, it's a spoiler, but you're thinking Kevin Spacey is this like frail, fragile, like just dumb,
Disabled person, yeah.
like dumb person, and at the end, it's just like that kicker, like, wow.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to me, man.
And I think like, because you're saying this is like the first movie that ever had this kind of twist at the end. Like that's why it was so popular.
I mean, it's not the first one that's had like twists.
I
at
know,
the end,
not like,
but
like
it's,
this
it's
kind of
one
twist
that, yeah,
where you're
that-
like, whoa, what? So, and I think like the only reason I was able to kind of get it halfway through the movie is because of this movie. Like other movies take a lot of this same like character and the way they do it, the reveal, and they do it over. And I was like, oh, they're doing this thing, and I was like, wait, this is where this bit came from, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm guessing it's Spacey, and then. At the end, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the exact thing. This is where it came from." And I don't know. It was just
That's
really
the part
cool.
where you're talking about where he like starts walking. And
Yeah,
then,
like,
he just heals himself all of a
He heals
sudden.
himself, and then he's walking normal, and then the cops like the time freezes, and he realized he was taking everything from the wall.
Let's
and-
not go ahead and just
Oh,
let's,
yeah.
let's just go ahead and not give out
Sorry.
spoilers
Oh,
already.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
but,
I feel like a little late on that, but still, I mean, let's
Yeah.
just go ahead and try
We
to
could put something in the.
not give away too much about the movie.
you know.
But yeah, I don't know anything else, guys. Anything else? I guess we could do a rating if y'all like. What was y'all's overall opinion of the movie?
So,
Scale of 1 to 10.
obviously we were, when you go into films as just a casual viewer, you do have some questions. And I think one of the biggest questions is that we kind of got from this film was, who is Kaiser Soze? Who
Yeah.
is Kaiser Soze? And that's a question that doesn't have a definitive answer and can be well interpreted. And I like the way that director Bryan Singer and the writer, what was his name again? Hold on.
Yeah,
Christopher
you can,
McQuarrie.
You can definitely take
wrote the
different
screenplay.
like versions of like
Yes.
who is Kaiser Soze, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
could make twists and turns throughout the whole movie.
Yes, and then you're kind of left, spiraling at the
Mhm.
end. Like, okay, who is this? Was any of that even real? Where is
Yeah, it all
people
could have been
even
a
real?
lie.
Like
Yeah.
it's just something that, is just tremendously directed and acted to perfection. I mean, Kevin Spacey obviously did a really good job in that film, and so given all aspects of the film itself, I would have to give this honestly like an 8.8, so out of 10.
Sweet.
Nice, nice.
So what would you guys give it?
So the only thing I know Bryan Singer from is X-Men, and I love the X-Men movies. But for this as a crime film, like just kind of following along what you said, just how it kind of plays out and like how you're engaged in it the whole time. Like I said, I had to stop taking notes so I could pay attention, like fully engage with it. And the end really threw me, so I'm gonna give it a 9, man. I really enjoyed this movie, and I actually got my wife watching it with me, and like we had to restart it because she was like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that if anything engages my wife, I know it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's like if you blink, like you like miss something, and like you're like totally lost. So you got to
Yeah.
go back and watch it again, because like there's so many like little things that you can miss throughout the whole movie and stuff.
Yeah, completely
yeah.
agree. What would you give the rating?
The rating, shoot, with everything, I'd probably give it 8.5.
8.5?
Under the crime genre.
Am I gonna be the only 9 here? Let's see.
No, yeah. I'll do 9.3 just because it's so. It kind of was a statement for movies, and I think it changed a lot of how people view. Like, it made people think, like, oh, how can I do twists like this? How can I make better movies? I guess
Kind of influenced the next
Yeah,
generation,
It did.
basically.
I think it definitely did. So I would definitely give it a 9.2, 9.3. Kevin Spacey was great in this. I think this is how he got a start, didn't it? It seems like it.
I don't know if this is how he got to start,
it's like- it was one of
it
his
was
major
it was one of the
roles.
bigger roles that he
Yeah.
had. I mean, obviously he won an
He
award
was-
for it,
Yeah, he was.
and
doing
I know
great.
his name gets dragged through the mud nowadays, which
Yeah.
rightfully so. But we're not going to get into that stuff.
Yeah.
But we can't deny the fact that he's a great actor.
Have y'all seen Breaking Bad, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
the black guy, I don't know his name.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
that is him. I know it's
His
him, but
best
he's
friend.
so
He was
he
so
looks so
young,
young.
Yeah.
But
He had hope in his eyes.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that will do it for us today. Unless you guys had any final thoughts.
No.
Nope.
No, I don't think
Go
so.
Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
watch The Usual
Go-
Suspects.
Yes.
If we haven't spoiled it for you already. So that will do it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. That is at Real Nation Talk on Twitter, or visit our website at www.letsgetreal.net. Till then, for Josh Silva, Bailey C., and Bryce Beavers, I'm Jonah Young saying stay safe, and we'll see you next time here on the Let's Get Real podcast.